The GitHub Copilot is in action. It gave you the high level plan as well. This is the prompt I gave. Create a most efficient API and write me the code in the fastest way possible. So I want to basically create a complete AD B2C management endpoints. See what the vibe coding is doing. It's creating a completely AD B2C management application. You can create AD B2C applications, new applications. You can get all the applications from the AD B2C tenants. And from a particular tenant, you can get all the users, all the objects, all the profile details of the users or the objects. Also, I requested to use the latest Microsoft stack, ASP.NET Web API, to be deployed on Azure. So this is not an efficient prompt. I just want to do vibing. I just want to see the power of GitHub Copilot. It's already writing the great, yeah, interfaces. All the facade, it's completed. It's completing the entire facade. It's adding all the packages needed. So it's using Graph APIs to interact with AD B2C, Srilog for logging, Fluent validation for validation, AutoMapper for mapping, authentication, JWT bearer, Open API, application insights for logging to application insights. Amazing. I just gave the name ADB2C all. Just I want to play around with the Copilot. It has created tenant control, user control, application control, respective services. So it has written entire facade. It's documenting now the README file. Then it will create the deployment scripts, deployment YAML as well. Account settings. Global usings. Now it is creating the Docker file for containerization. Docker ignore file, git ignore file. Isn't it amazing? Let me show you app settings. So it's adding the tenant, the client ID, client secret. Okay, Microsoft, to access the Microsoft Graph APIs. So we need to add the tenant, client ID and client secret, app insights, instrumentation, keys and the connection string, serial log details, let's check the status. Container tools, yes, install it. I didn't create a single folder. So using even the namespace, it opened me a window to select the namespace. Just I selected the folder, that's it. Now it's creating the build and release pipelines. So we want to continue and see the power. It's creating the deployment template now, ARM template. Also installing PowerShell, new version. Let's see what it has created for us. ASP.NET Core Web API project. Also gave us the high-level plan. It has set up the project structure with proper folder structure, controllers, services, models, all the facade it has created. Configured AD B2C integration, Microsoft Graph API, comprehensive endpoints of all the B2C operations. It has added authentication, logging and error handling. All the cross-cutting concerns are taken care. So it has created the build and release pipelines, deployment. So DevOps is also done and also created the document. Let's see what it has created. So it is also giving the instruction how to set up what it has created. DTOs, interfaces, services for application user and tenants, controllers, app settings for all the DTAP, app settings for all the DTAPs, README, instructions, launch settings, global usings, Docker files, Ignore files. Then it has created the build. Core features implemented. List all applications in B2C tenant with pagination and filtering. So if we have more and more tenants, so it has already implemented pagination and filtering for us so that the performance is intact. So you can also get by application ID. Then we can also create new AD B2C applications, make changes or remove the applications. Secret management is created. Wow, mashallah. We can manage the secret. This itself is a big module if you want to implement, right? And the user management. It's listing all the users with pagination and filtering. Get user by ID or email ID. Creating a new user, updating the information, enabling or disabling. Phone number management, getting and updating. Group management, keeping the users in the group and group management. Custom attributes, updating the custom attributes. Policies inject, we can inject all the policies and all. Tenant management. So we can list the verified domains, get the policies by policies ID, or we can get the policies as well, all the policies, all the user flows and custom policies we can inject here. So technology stack used, ASP.NET Core, Web API, latest version, Graph API v5, identity, Web for authorization, JWT token, authentication, Siri log for structuring logging, application insights for monitoring, Swagger OpenAI, Fluent validation, Docker support. Product is ready. Okay, for each and every endpoint, pagination is built.